Okay, so next we go for the next topic and transmission line and microwaves. So here we discuss the topic VSWR and stub matching and basics of waveguide. So first of all, we go for the first term is the VSWR. So what is the VSWR? VSWR means voltage standing wave ratio. Standing waves means what? When there is a mismatch between the load impedance and characteristic impedance of transmission line, two type of wave are present on the transmission line. One is known as a forward wave traveling from source to load, and other is known as reflected wave traveling from load to source. Reflected wave are present because of mismatch of the load and source impedance. The combined pattern of the forward and reflected wave is known as standing wave pattern, which can be defined as it is interference pattern generated by the forward and reflected wave on the transmission line. Now we go for the formula. It is a ratio of voltage maxima to voltage minima or current maximum to current minima of standing wave pattern on the transmission line. So how we write the equation? SWR is equal to I max divided by I mean, or V max by V mean, or ZL divided by Z0, whichever is greater than 1. If SWR is calculated with voltage maxima and voltage minima, it is called as voltage standing wave ratio. SWR can be defined with help of reflection coefficient rho. So how we write? SWR is equal to 1 plus rho upon 1 minus rho. So it is related to reflection coefficient. Reflection coefficient is the ratio of magnitude of reflected wave to magnitude of the incident wave at the load. It is the value always less than greater than 1. Rho is the V reflected divided by V incident. SWR is the unitless quantity which shows the amount of mismatch between load and transmission line. It has value between 1 is less than or equal to SWR is less than or equal to infinity. If SWR is 1, load is perfectly matched with impedance of transmission line. If SWR is greater than 1, there is mismatch between load and transmission line. Higher the value of SWR, higher the mismatch. We have four different cases for values of SWR for different type of load. Now we go for the next topic, stub match. Exactly what does mean by the stub matching? So stub match have two types, single stub match and double stub match. So stub is a section of or piece of transmission line. So stub is a section or piece of transmission line either open or short circuited at its end. In lower RF spectrum, load can be matched to characteristic impedance of transmission line by tuning out load reactance and then transfer the resistive component of the load impedance to value equal to characteristic impedance of the line. At higher frequency like VHF and microwave, the method used to match the load to characteristic impedance of the transmission line is known as stub matching. The stub may be open or short circuited, but generally short circuited is preferred because open circuit stub tends to radiate the energy from its open end. So see the figure number 1. So stub is what? Stub is a piece of transmission line, and see the black color line that indicate the main transmission line, and red color line indicate the stub of the transmission line. So why we require this matching? If we not go for the matching, so what happen? Reflected wave is present at the source side. So how we remove these standing waves? So using this stuff we can remove the reflection. So now how we connect the stub? So first of all we find the admittance, susceptance, impedance, and another thing is very main point is the length of stub, location of the stub. If we focus on this point, so we can exactly do the perfect thing for matching procedure. So when we calculate all the parameters, we can easily put the stub at perfect location. So single stub when we use, so reflection is minimized using this method. Next one is the double stub method. So here we use the two stub of transmission line. So first of all, we calculate the admittance, impedance, subsectance. So first question is what, how we calculate those values. So using Smith chart, we can calculate the admittance, susceptance, impedance. After calculation, we do the calculation about the length of the stub, location of the stub. After we take the final decision, we can put the stub at particular location. So reflection we can easily remove. So both method is, I think, is very good, but which one is the best? So I think double stub is best. But when we see the complexity, double stub is very complex, but in terms of efficient method is, so double stub is very efficient method because it totally remove the voltage standing wave ratio. In double stub match, what happen? It is a problem of location. If somewhat or somehow location is shifted of the stub, so it create the problem. But in when we see the double stub, if first one is shifted, so automatically adjust by the second stub, so it cannot create the problem. So this is the stub matching method. Now we go for the next topic is a waveguide. So now what is a waveguide? So waveguide is a transmission line used at microwave frequency. The structure of waveguide is like hollow pipe of any shape. There is a dielectric filling inside the hollow pipe, which is generally air in the most cases. Here we show the figure of waveguide. First is the rectangular waveguide. Second one is a circular waveguide. Third one is the elliptical waveguide. Fourth one is a single rigid waveguide, double rigid waveguide. So those are the shape of the waveguide. So first question is in our mind, why we go for the waveguide and we drop the coaxial cable. So problem is what, when we uh, applied the higher frequency in terms of gigahertz to coaxial cable, so it create the problem in terms of loss. That means coaxial cable not operated at higher gigahertz. That means it produce some losses. One is the skin effect, another is the frequency loss or whatever. So it is a problem. So how we remove this problem? We go for the next structure that is called waveguide. So waveguide operated at higher frequency. So when we see the advantage of waveguide over the transmission line. So what are the advantage? Why we go for the waveguide? So waveguide are simpler to manufacture the coaxial cable since inner conductor is not present in waveguide. So see the figure exactly. It is a hollow shape. So in this shape, air is work as a dielectric. And for uh, see the structure exactly. So in inner side, no conductor is there in a waveguide. Second is the since there is a neither inner conductor nor a dielectric filling in waveguide, flashover is less likely to occur. Third one is that the power handling capacity of waveguide is more, generally 10 times higher than the coaxial cable. So it is very important point. Waveguide operated at very high power compared to coaxial cable. So we can use waveguide at higher power. Fourth one, in waveguide, propagation taken place by reflection from the wall of the waveguide. So power losses in waveguide are lower compared to other transmission line at high frequency. Here, when we think about the transmission of the electromagnetic waves, so here use the phenomena is the reflection. So due to reflection, power is not lost as much loss in uh, coaxial cable. Fifth one, the coaxial cable can be used maximum up to 18 gigahertz with limited distance, while the waveguide can be used at up to 325 gigahertz. Waveguide offer very higher cutoff frequency compared to coaxial. So see the both frequency. Waveguide operated up to 325 gigahertz, and you see the coaxial cable, it operated up to 18 gigahertz. So it is a bigger advantage. 6.1 is the transmission line. Two signal of same frequency cannot propagate because of interference, while in waveguide, more than one signal of the same frequency can be propagated with the different mode without any interference. So that is another good advantage. Two signal of same frequency cannot propagate because of interference. While when we go for the waveguide, more than one signal of same frequency can be propagated with the different mode of without interference. So that's why we go for the waveguide. Now we think about the reflection of the wave from the conducting plane. An electromagnetic plane wave in space travel with transverse electromagnetic mode in which the electric field, magnetic field and direction of propagation are mutually perpendicular to each other. Such in this condition, TEM wave, if sent straight down the waveguide, it would not be propagated through it. It is because the electric field would be short circuited by the walls. Since the wall are assumed to be perfect conductor, hence the potential cannot exist across them. Here we think this phenomena when we transmit the electromagnetic energy in the waveguide. So what happen? Or reflection occurs in the waveguide. But here wall of the waveguide is the work as a perfect conductor. So what happens? Short circuit in the waveguide. So due to short circuit of the waveforms, potential due to short circuit, potential exists on the wall. So this is the phenomena for reflection in the waveguide. Now we revise all the things. PSWR is the defined as the ratio of the maximum voltage to the minimum voltage in the standing wave pattern along the length of transmission line structure, and it vary from 1 to infinity and always positive unless you have piece of slotted line test. And formula is the VSWR is equal to 1 plus rho of divided by 1 minus rho is the reflection coefficient. Another we see the another phenomenon is the stub matching, single stub matching or double stub matching on the main transmission line. And we see the waveguides, how it is very useful for transmission of the microwave frequency. Thank you.